This is Gia reporting live from CP24, bringing back to you shocking news that Kim Lehner has finally landed on planet Ringer. And the surprising news is that she has just found out that convection does not exist on this planet.
My fellow crew and I are currently on planet Ringer, and I am just as surprised as you are to find out that convection does not exist here.
Wait, hold on. What in the world is convection?
Seriously, Larry? We discussed this!
To answer your question, convection is one of the three ways heat is transferred. It occurs in only liquids and gases. In these fluids, the hotter portions rise since it is lighter or less dense. The particles in this portion expand and move faster, which causes it to rise. Whereas the colder portion is heavier or dense and the particles are moving slower, which causes this portion to sink. So basically, convection is when hotter fluids rise and cooler fluids sink. Also, convection occurs when particles with a ton of heat energy transfer and fill the spaces with particles that have less energy. Let me show you an example to improve your understanding of what's happening to the particles in the process of convection. When you're boiling water, it often starts off with a cooler temperature, leaving the particles at the bottom to slowly heat up. Afterwards, these particles begin to bump into the cooler particles above them, which leaves the hot particles to move upwards and the cooler particles to move to the side. The cooler particles will then sink closer to the bottom and begin to circulate. Lastly, when the particles reach the bottom, they begin to heat up, creating a convection current.
So that means another example of convection could be your hose, because the upper part is warmer, whereas the lower part is cooler due to convection?
Yes, that's right. The same thing goes with when you're at school. The floor of your portable is usually cooler than the ceiling.
So what would be different on this planet?
Well, convection sets the planet's temperatures, meaning that the equator and north and south pole will be at different temperatures, and animals living in these different poles need a specific type of climate to survive. For example, polar bears living in the North Pole need cold temperature to survive. Without convection, the entire planet would be the same temperature and climate wouldn't exist. Many species of animals wouldn't be able to survive as their habitats wouldn't be suitable for them. Is that better?
That's correct, Larry, and if I can remember straight, convection is the reason why our tectonic plates move. Meaning if convection didn't exist, many geologic features would also not exist. Things such as mountains and volcanoes play a huge role in regulating the climate, and without them, the land of our planet would become mostly flat.
Ah, yes. Without convection, we would lose the magnetic field, which protects us from the hot rays of the sun. Without the magnetic field, the planet would become desert-like and so hot that it would be intolerable for humans to survive. So you're basically saying that without convection, the human race would cease to exist? Wow, convection is really important, and I'm glad we have it on planet Earth. However, convection can have many effects on the environment and, surprisingly, us, humans. If convection did not exist, then no one would really be alive right now. Did you know warm air that is heated closer to the ground or a warm sea rises upwards, which allows cooler air to come closer to the surface? And that the air feels cooler near lakes and oceans in the summer because the sun doesn't heat the water and land evenly?
In fact, the cool water in an ocean goes down, closer to the ground, whereas the warm water is pushed upwards to the surface.
Yes, believe it or not, we see convection almost every day. For example, thunderstorms and volcanic eruptions occur because of convection.
Yes, that's correct. Wait, hold on, Larry. I'm getting breaking news from a local station.
Hello, I'm Sharleen, and here's breaking news at the Niagara News Station.
We have just discovered how convection currents work, and here's an example.
Let's imagine that the gas particles in this room have the same amount of energy.
Suppose we put a heat source such as fire in the room.
Now the particles closest to the fire gain energy from it. Since they have more energy, they move at a quicker rate and spread out more.
Because these particles are less dense, they start to rise and sweet spot with the cooler particles. And the cycle starts again.
Now the particles closest to the fire gain its energy and push the cooler particles down.
This cycle will happen over and over again, creating a convection current. I'm back to share more exciting news with you. Kim Lehner is back on Earth, safe and sound. Let's hear what she has to say.
I would like to thank my crew, especially Ronnie, who has supported me in this once-in-a-lifetime.
That's correct, Larry, and if I can remember straight, convection is the reason why our tectonic plates move. Meaning if convection didn't exist, many geologic features would also not exist. Things such as mountains and volcanoes play a huge role in regulating the climate, and without them, the land of our planet would become mostly flat.